Boom shakalaka, Bitcoin lettuce hands abound as the market takes a massive dip. What's the real cause for this and where price could realistically be headed? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Brando here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including the real cause for the price crash and where Bitcoin price could realistically be headed. Before we get into it, guys, like the video, it helps out so much. Now, today, fear and greed 64, down from yesterday's 71, still in greed, but just barely starting to feel a little bit fear as the overall market drops almost 5% today. Bitcoin at 43,125, Ethereum at 25.53, BNB at $298, Solana $92, XRP 57 cents, Cardano 55 cents, Avalanche $35, and Dogecoin 8 cents. And Bitcoin breaking down below not only the largest price spike here on the volume profile over here on the right, but also this multi-month long trend line. Since the end of October, Bitcoin has been finding support above there, broke through there, found support on the 50-day moving average and a little bit on this much longer trend line there. That price for that support is roughly $41,130. Now, what has happened? Well, I mean, I gotta say, this image is great. Thank you so much, James Van Straten. Congratulations to the Bitcoin lettuce hands. New record, 2.63 billion in profit sent to exchanges yesterday. Beats the profit in October 2021. Awesome image, very awesome. But also, if we take a look, beats all the way back in October 2021 when a whole bunch of Bitcoin was sent to exchanges, basically at the top there, and then the price tumbled down. Well, we just had a whole bunch. Could this be the sell the news on the Bitcoin ETF? Yes, it's quite possible, but only half right. It turns out that half of that 2-some billion was from miners. Bitcoin miners outflow hits a 6-year high as more than $1 billion worth of Bitcoin is sent to exchanges. So the miners were waiting on this BTF, or the Bitcoin ETF approval before selling a whole bunch of Bitcoin. And then the other likely culprit is noobs buying the dip on leverage. Because guess what? If the dip continues down, they get liquidated, and then it continues down, and it just starts a liquidation cascade, basically forcing the price down. So, could that be all of it? Well, you'll definitely have to stay tuned till the end, because there are some very interesting charts as to what could potentially happen if you stay tuned till that moment. But right now, the weekly Bitcoin candlestick is looking uglier by the minute. Remember that we had the TD sell signal here just before the Bitcoin ETF approval. Go figure, like they knew something, like there might be sideways price movement for a few months before resuming the turnaround. They say roughly 1 to 4 weeks before resuming the same trend. Now, where we are right now, very critical levels for Bitcoin, the $42,000 to $43,000 level, because about 1.11 million Bitcoin, this big spike right here in the center, were bought between $42,000 and $43,000 and have not been sold yet, making this one of the strongest support walls. If Bitcoin can hold above this level, which it's sitting on right now, well, then that would likely be the next level of support. But there's also the possibility that we might break through to the downside, as we'll be taking a look at a little bit later in the episode. Now, should you be worried? Well, you know, if you want to zoom out just a little bit, maybe it's not time just yet to panic. This trend line is held for over a year, and right now we're sitting on top of it. This could be the sell news event, plus all the liquidation cascade, potentially finding some support here before continuing. So we are at some very critical support levels. And while the hash precedes the Bitcoin price, the miners are the real risk takers. We saw them all selling because they need to make money, not the speculators. Mainstream media fixates on the price. But if you aim to see the future, track the hash rate. And the hash rate continues to go up, as will Bitcoin price. As a matter of fact, some people are speculating that, hey, Bitcoin could do just as well as gold did after its ETF launch. You could see very nice gains for gold, parabolic rally. But first, a 21% drawdown. There was a sell-off as the gold ETF launched. Same thing possible for Bitcoin. Could have a bit of a drawdown in Bitcoin price before we have that parabolic rally incoming. But one thing that many people are not considering is that we've never had an ETF before where the underlying asset has a limited supply. You can see the Bitcoin illiquid supply here in orange keeps on growing. That is Bitcoin that will probably never be available, never move. We have an ETF. That means as long as demand increases, well, price will continue to increase in time. Right now, we did reach a very critical level, a 61.8 fib level. This level historically, Bitcoin has had a bit of a drawback before continuing on to the next all-time high in price. And also, if we take a look at these magic bands right here, the blue band, the level 2 target, 49.2 was hit, like you can see right here. And according to this model, after hitting the blue line, oftentimes price retraces all the way back down to the yellow line, which right now is at $33,000 before continuing. So we could see quite a drawdown coming. Maybe, not guaranteed. We do have a little bit of just price consolidation because we did hit some fib target levels before continuation, and we are waiting for some critical moving averages. So this is one of those things where time will tell. Clearly ETF approval, fake ETF approval, liquidation cascade, miners selling, price is going to be very volatile, and then eventually it resumes its general upward trajectory. Because if we take a look at the daily RSI, it has gone down below 50, and whenever the one day has gone down to this level since September, well, Bitcoin price bounces back. So likely the sell-off is complete. We have hit the RSI 50 and bounce back is complete. Will likely continue the upward trajectory. Just don't go 100x long buying this dip. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.